So I've been troubleshooting this brand new Talon. It's an 8-footer. I installed it on my boat last week. I bought it brand new, and obviously it's no longer installed on my boat, but laying on the back. And I noticed that when I deployed it in my garage, it worked nice and quietly like it should, but on the lake, it made a squealing sound. So I've been talking to some people at Minn Kota and asking around, and I got some various opinions as to why it might do that. One suggestion was a cable that was binding, but I also had suggestions that it might be the fact that that something else is squeaking, like when the mechanism is deployed, that it squeaks on its way down. It only does it when it's deploying more than just the spike. So in the garage, when I deployed the spike, it wouldn't squeak. But here's what it does. I've got to reach around this other side and push the button. Here's the noise that it makes, and here's what I found by strapping it to the boat and letting it deploy, fully 8 feet out behind the boat. And you'll notice that I did strap it down here so it doesn't fall off the boat and break something. So let me go ahead and push the button, and I'm going to deploy it. You'll notice right there, it squeaks, and it sounds like it's something to do with this rubbing, or maybe on the opposite side rubbing. So I'm going to retract it. So here we go, right there, and that's it. The rest of it doesn't make any noise. So I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to take the suggestion of Minn Kota, and I'm going to deploy it again, and I'm going to rub either some pledge or some Armor All on those lengths of shaft and see what happens. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what's going on at this point. I took a can of silicone lubricant, which when when Minn Kota had suggested using pledge or Armor All, they did so because both of those products are silicone based. So I figured, well, if I'm going to use silicone based, I just use silicone lubricant. So what I did is I extended this out and I sprayed. You can see it's shiny, it's all wet. I sprayed just a small amount of silicone lubricant on this side of this arm, and then retracted it and deployed it, and the squeaking just about stopped. So I came underneath here and did the same thing with this, and then I retracted it and deployed it, and there was no more squeak. So let me show you what's going on here. Let's see, we're going to retract it. Just a tiny squeak right there. But you can see it's much less than when I started. So let me go ahead and deploy it again. And of course, you got to remember that when this thing is coming out, all of the weight of the mechanism is kind of pushing downward on it, so that may cause it to squeak more than normal. There you go. No squeak. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to lubricate this section right here, so that when it retracts up inside the unit, that it also won't start squeaking later on. But you can see, like I said, this is shiny because I've put silicone on it. So I'm going to take a cloth and I'm going to thoroughly cover this with silicone, not too much, but enough so that this area here where this track is and where these tracks are right here where it slides in and out. Basically, I'm just going to make sure that this whole surface here has silicone on it, and I'll do that on the bottom side also. So I'm going to pause this and I'll be back. All right, so let's finish this up. Basically, I just went through and I wiped the entire mechanism down with silicone spray, silicone lubricant. I did the spike and I did both of the internal arms. I call them arms, but they're really not. They're just part of the mechanism that deploys the spike down to the depth that you want. So let's go ahead and deploy the spike and see what happens. And there you go, not a single squeak. Let me retract it. Perfect. So if you're looking for a solution to stop your Talon from squeaking, that's the solution that I found for mine. Again, this was a brand new Talon, hadn't been used even once, and when I took it out on the water for the first time, it squeaked. And so I spent the last couple days researching, troubleshooting, asking a lot of questions, and this is the solution I came up with. So hopefully it will help you with yours. If you have a tilt bracket on your boat, you don't need to take the Talon off. You can just tilt your Talon all the way forward and then deploy the spike. If you do it inside, I would caution you to do what I did. You'll see I pulled far away from my garage wall to make sure that when the spike came out, the full 8 feet, I actually measured from here. I went out 8 feet to make sure that the spike wasn't going to hit anything. So just take precautions. If you have to take your Talon off like I did and lay it on the boat, you'll notice I laid a towel down so it wouldn't scratch it, wouldn't scratch the boat or the Talon. And I also used a ratchet strap and a box here. I propped it up on the box so it would be somewhat level, and then strapped it on so that it wouldn't fall off the boat. So again, I hope this helps, that somebody solved the problem. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And have a great day. Thanks.